Sniffing panties. Those are panties that some men collect, usually used, almost definitely used, worn by women, preferably. I choose my sniffing panties worn by women. You know, you can never really tell when you pick them up off the floor. You see, that's the excuse you always give the, well, some people call them old ladies, but wife, girlfriend, some lady you follow around and just pick up her underwear. And then you smell them to see if they're dirty. And then you throw them in the dirty clothes, if they are, and probably start a little laundry. Except, if anybody catches you doing this, they're going to think you're a weirdo. And it's a highly addictive habit to have. It still makes me angry thinking about it. I have hypoglycemia and slow blood sugar. Chronic most of the time. It's getting better though. Anyway, I was at Subway. This was years ago. I ordered a sandwich. I'd just eaten a bite. And all of a sudden my hypoglycemia kicked in and I blacked out. I didn't really know what to do, but the cops came and talked to me. When they did, I went to look for my backpack, and it was gone. I think someone took it because of the lyric I had in it, some fibromyalgia drug that my mom had given me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't need it, and I don't have nerve pain or whatever. But anyway, if they stole my backpack for that, I would have just given it to them anyway. Like I said, I don't need it, and I know how some people need their medication and all. Anyway, but what really pissed me off is they stole my sniffing panties. They're panties that men have to sniff. You see, it's an irreplaceable gift to get back. I would give hundreds of dollars for those sniffing panties back. The actual ones without any adulterated smell, because you put them in a Ziploc bag, and you close the Ziploc bag and zip it so the smell stays in. It would have lasted me years. Anytime I thought of anything like, caffeine or something that I needed to chirp up, I would have just done some sniffing panties instead. I would duck out of the corner and smell my ex-girlfriend's underwear, or whatever underwear I had that was sniffing panties, usually an ex-girlfriend's underwear, and just sniff them for 30 seconds, maybe a minute or two if I'm really into it, even longer sometimes, until I think, okay, somebody's gonna come, I gotta go. So I leave. And I'm like, nobody caught me that time. But one time, we were together then. And my girlfriend, Misty, at the time, ex-girlfriend now, mother of some of my children, she she caught me sniffing her underwear. So I said, I was just smelling them and put them in the dirty clothes. Because that's what people do, They pick up laundry and put it in the dirty clothes, or they do a load of laundry, and I'm about to do one of those as well. So I did that, and anyway, a week or two later, she caught me smelling her underwear again, and I think she thought I was cheating on her or something, because I literally, she was like, "What are you doing?" And I startled and kind of jumped a little bit, and I finally just decided to tell her the truth. I said, I have a addiction to smelling women's panties. Okay, and I've had it for most of my life since I discovered it, smelling women's underwear off the floor, and I just can't help myself to see if it smells used, Anyway, you caught me, okay? That's what I've been doing. I follow some lady around and I just smell her underwear, and I can't ask her for any, I didn't tell her this part, but I said, I can't ask her for any. This is what I'm thinking. Because you can't ask a woman for underwear for your sniffing addiction. It's not like I needed to anyway. I could pick some up off the floor every day, and unless I'd already done it. And then it's dang it, when are you gonna wear some more underwear, chick? But because of the sniffing panty addiction, people think I'm pretty weird, but I'm pretty weird anyway. Anyway, she gave me her panties. And I was like, whoa, it was it was what I wanted, the only thing I'd ever wanted. And I was amazed, because seriously, how did she know? She gave them to me as a gift, and when we broke up, I said, well, at least I got these sniffing panties. And that was it. It was all right. I feel so good smelling her underwear. And I didn't need to, like, if I saw some panties on the road, I wouldn't have had to pick them up and smell them, you know. I could have just smelled the ones I had. They're literally just for smelling. You never wash them. You never let somebody else adulterate the smell. Like, they never even know about them. My sniffing panty collection. They don't know about them. So, they don't know why. Why does this guy have women's underwear in his backpack? And this is what pisses me off. Because they don't know that, they probably threw them away, or wore them, or washed them, or all three. And that is just... oh, I'm still mad about it years and years later. You know, those sniffing panties would have lasted longer than years. I mean, I'm sure I would still have them right now, is what I'm saying. I haven't had a pair of sniffing panties in years, and it's really bothering me. You see, I didn't even discover this invention until, you know, I had a long-term girlfriend. I had one before that. Her name was Nina, but we didn't really go anywhere. Anyway, I didn't have her panties. This is why I ever have a girlfriend anyway. I didn't have her panties. So, I mean, I didn't really smell them too often, you know. I didn't really plan on things like that. I just enjoyed the scent of her. And, you know, maybe now and then I pick up her panties if I saw them. But she was very clean and meticulous. She didn't just leave her panties laying around. I was like, it's not an addiction that most people know that I have. But they might now. I've been talking about it a lot lately. Anyway, these sniffing panties, they're literally the only thing I get angry about these days. Who steals a pair of a man's sniffing panties? Probably thought I was doing weird stuff with them. And the stockings were just for, you know, taking back to her and ripping a hole in them and making love. And yet, the sniffing panties were so... ugh. It's the only gift I ever got that I actually wanted. And I didn't even ask for it. You can't ask for a gift like that, so it was even more special. A gift given without asking. That was actually what I wanted. That I never told anybody about. I mean, she found out my addiction because she found me. And I guess, I don't know, she seemed a little weird about it, like, before I told her. I guess maybe she thought I was cheating on her or something. I don't know. But anyway, the sniffing panties are still bothering me. And I'm just trying not to get angry about it, because these days, I almost never get angry about anything. It's just because, you know, I would pay money for those back if they were unadulterated, and, you know, if no one else had worn them. If they smell like somebody else, or they don't smell like what they smelled like, I'm going to know. And I'll beat them up if they have another smell on them. Otherwise, just throw them away, because I don't want them back if somebody else wore them. I'm serious. If they're the same ones without any, you know, anybody messing with them, but this is it. This is the stinker. I know that they didn't. I mean, I know that they did, because who the heck keeps another guy's pair of underwear around? You know, underwear that were just there for smelling because they smelled like his ex-girlfriend's privates. And it's not just hers. I mean, those were my favorite. Like, I finally found a woman whose smell would just stick to a pair of underwear and just remain there. Zip the Ziploc bag to keep the smell in. If anybody like me had found them, they would have been like, what are these? They would open the plastic bags, smell them. Whoa, sniffing panties. Oh my God. Sometimes I have 2-3 pairs of sniffing panties. Right now I got 0. That was my last pair. Anyway, really bothers me every time I think about it. I mean, what would they do with another guy's sniffing panties anyway? Like, wash them? Wear them? Some sacrilege. Some untold sacrilege. It's almost a sin or a taboo or something like that. What's the right word? Travesty. It's just not right. And I'm serious too, because those sniffing panties, you know, I wish I knew what happened to them, or I could get them back or something. I can't ask her for another pair because, geez, they probably smell like some other dude by now anyway. And not that they smelled like a dude at all back then. They didn't. That's what I'm saying. I knew they didn't. Because we fought a lot. Anyway. I don't really smell like anything is what I'm saying. Like, I can't really tell. I mean, the smell associated with me, I guess everybody's just used to their own smell. So I'm assuming that it wouldn't really make a difference if my smell was on them, but you never know. I know they weren't on those ones. Anyway, I don't want to go through it. I don't want to think about it. You know, it doesn't really matter as much because I'll find a new outlet for finding sniffing panties, and yet, you know, I don't know if I'll ever be able to tell anybody about this addiction properly. They'll probably just think it's something else. You know, what do people sniff all the time? Put in bags. Yet, sniffing panties. They probably thought I was a transvestite or something. But like, you know, they're in a Ziploc bag to preserve freshness. Zipped up. Like, what? Come on, that's obviously not the answer. There would have been something else. And then, opening the Ziploc bag, it should have told an intelligent person, like me, or they could have asked, "Whoa, you smell good. Are these sniffing panties?" You know, because homosexuality is not actually a real thing. It was invented by Hollywood. Most people don't know this. And worms, to spread the worm population. And yet, most people don't know this. It was invented by Hollywood because to see how gullible people are, especially kids. You know, around 9 or 10, or maybe even around 8 or 9, kids get called gay and stuff, and then some of them end up being kids who have sex with other kids, and other people think those are child molesters because if you have sex with a kid, they say, when you're a kid, like a younger kid, then you're addicted to that kind of thing. And I said, you mean they're not attracted to adults? And I said, I don't know. Maybe once you get there. But anyway, all gays end up looking like old little kids. Really old little kids. Because around 13 in a person's life, well, around 13, you meet a girl and suddenly your hormones kick in and like you're just attracted to her and aroused. And that's when you get like erections and stuff, or if you're a woman, you get really prepared. Anyway, and then you're like, holy what's that? I just felt, you know, and then you think, oh, I'm attracted to that woman. I'm not a homosexual. That's what that means. And then you say to yourself, oh my God, there's no such thing. Because if I'm not gay, then nobody is. And it blows your mind. You see, I don't have that luxury because my nickname was Faggot for a long, long time. 9 years or more. They found out that I'm not a homosexual, so they quit calling me it, but by that time the damage had been done. Everybody thought I was gay, and they say, you know, he's a little. And that's just because that's my name, you know, not my orientation. Anyway, people in the mafia used to get called that same thing. And it was to draw out the other people to find out who to kill. Like, you know, which ones to kill. Like the people who were being mean to gays, or the ones who were pretending to be gays in order to kill people. Like those gay serial killers. And then the other ones that were just like child molesters or whatever, covering up being homos. And the cover up was homosexuality. Most people who are homosexuals these days, they say, we're talking